In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down Kai Sotto and 5 reasons I believe that he belongs in the NBA. Now, not everyone shares this opinion, so let's get down and let's check him out. Really quickly, if you want to be able to shoot the basketball better, make sure to go check out the shooting workout down in the description below. There are a few things that I do need to say. First off, it's really good to see how he's able to get vertical and get up and block shots, but there are a few things that he does that could hinder him in the future. And that is sometimes when he goes and contests a shot, he brings his arm down to protect his body. Now, it's understandable. He doesn't want to get hurt, and he's using that as protection. However, the referees will view that as a foul, as if you're pushing them. So even if you get a clean block, they are still going to call that for a foul. And that's what we see right here. This arm did not make any contact. However, his arm being down and him going pretty much straight up means that it wouldn't be a foul. However, that arm being down is going to get the foul call every single time. However, the one thing I really do like is his ability to attack the rim. Here, he only uses one dribble to attack that rim. He gets onto 2 feet, he does a good jump stop, and then he tries to shoot over top of that player. Here, he gets the offensive charge, as we can see here. However, if he was to go straight up with his shot instead of jumping forward into that player, and in my opinion, that player was still slightly moving in a way. However, if Kai Sotto was just to go straight up into his shot, this is not a massive change to what he needs to do, that he could do that into the future and not get that charge call. However, as we can see here, he's able to attack the rim in transition, and he's able to finish with some circus-style shots. How he's able to do this is because if you watch the ball, when he goes up, he keeps that ball high. That's number one. Number two is he keeps 2 hands on the ball until the last second when he needs to shoot, and that gets that foul call. One thing that he does that a lot of younger players need to learn how to do is obviously cutting. That's number one. But the biggest thing is when he gets this pass, he doesn't go for a dribble. So many players will go for a dribble first, and then because they brought the ball down low, they get that ball stripped from them, and it's harder to go for that shot. Here, he keeps that ball high, and he goes for that dunk. And here, on the defensive side, he's able to get into position from the help side to be able to block these shots. Now, it helps being 7 foot plus, but he's able to do this because look at the help spot that he's in. While this is technically low for international games and NBA because he's inside that half circle, I would have actually liked to have him a bit higher to make this shot even harder, but he went for the block instead. He got the block. Would this have been a harder shot if he was to cut this off and this player moved down? Yes, but it's still nice seeing him on the help side being able to block shots. One thing in the NBA is if you are a non-all-star player, you need to learn how to create shots for yourself off ball. Here he sees the gap. His man is no longer looking at him. This man is not looking at him, and there's a gap right down the middle. This man with the ball is getting double teamed. So what Kai Sotto does is he cuts off ball down the middle, and he's able to go up with a strong dunk. He does not dribble first. He gets that ball high, and then he goes right up. Nobody is going to block that. He's over 7 feet tall, and if you can read defenders and cut backdoor when other players are stuck along the baseline or wing, it's going to help you become a better player, but also score more points. Now here he goes for a shot. He then goes for that rebound and gets that tip. A lot of young players will miss their shot, they'll hang their head, and they'll start walking back on defense when this ball is still on the rim. He was able to fight through, miss the second time, and then he finished with a tip slam. Never give up on a play, always continue through and get that basket. Also, if you're a young player, watch how he's boxing out. Yes, he's getting beasted right now, but he's still able to get that board. He keeps that ball somewhat high and looks for the outlet. You always want to look for the outlet for this man to look down court. While you may not get that assist, this is a much easier pass so that this guy has a better viewing angle of the court and passing angles as well. Also, the footwork here, 1-2, over times that release perfectly for that block. I'm also going to give you another tip. If you can cut baseline when a player is driving down, right, what's going to happen is your man is going to come off, and this is something, again, when it comes to the NBA that he's going to need, because you're not going to be a focal point if your name is Kai Sotto because you are not an a draft pick. You were never drafted. So he has to be able to create shots for himself. Here he cuts baseline. His man goes up and plays help. This guy on this side doesn't rotate over, which means that now Kai Sotto is going to be wide open for that reverse dunk. Will this be open in the NBA? Yes, there are going to be players who are open. This player probably will not be where he is. He will probably be out in the perimeter, which would then leave Kai Sotto absolutely wide open for that dunk, and he could feast probably at least 1 or 2 baskets a game from the baseline. The one thing I will say, however, is him bringing this ball down low like he is here, even though he is able to go up for the dunk, NBA players look for this and they would be stripping that, especially if there's a Kyle Lowry out on the wing who's coming down to play help. He's going to strip that every single time. So he's going to have to learn how to keep that just a bit higher so that he can get foul calls when people try to strip it. Now, if you're in the high post, and this is, again, learning and knowing how to get baskets for yourself without being on ball. He's able to cut from the high post when his man plays off so that he can get these, I was going to say dunk, but get these layups. Here he missed the first one. He's going to need to get definitely more hip strength, more core strength to be able to finish. Maybe a little bit more shoulder strength as well, to be able to finish over top of even stronger NBA players, because that second chance that he got here would not be there in the NBA. But if he was to finish in the first attempt, maybe get that foul, he would be in a lot better position to get those free throws and, of course, potentially scoring more in the NBA. Now, this is a nice move. This is something that he can do in the NBA as well, but there is one thing, and that is, in the NBA, if you bring that ball down here, in a lot of cases, this guy is going to be sneaking in and he's going to be snagging that. He's going to be taking that ball. And while this move can work, he needs to be able to keep that ball just a bit higher underneath his chin or at chin level, not at chest level, and he'll be still able to do the exact same move, just keeping that ball higher, making it harder for the defense to get it, but easier for the referees to call the foul. Now, in the NBA, this is classified as a bad shot because it's a mid-range shot and just a couple of feet inside the three. NBA 3 is not much farther than this one. So, in reality, if he was to stretch the floor just a bit more, right? And when he gets these passes, like look how close he is right here to the three-point line. Being a left-handed shooter, if he was to take one dribble out towards that right side, instead of taking that step in, if he was to take that dribble out towards the left, that could be a three-point shot that would keep him further away from the defender as well, because now this defender's coming out to guard him. If he was to go out towards that left side, shoot from about here, this would create even more distance between himself and the defender, and he would be able to get more three-point shots off. And we have to remember that the NBA is three-point happy, which means that that's one thing that he needs to work on, is finding that three-point shot if he gets that pass out on the perimeter. However, passes like this can get him more time, or at least a look for the NBA. Now, if he's getting onto a team with multiple bigs and he's trying to find himself some time, one thing that they can run if he gets onto a team that runs a high-low style offense or a 4-out offense with players who cut baseline, is by him getting these passes in that high post. As we can see here, right away he's looking for that pass and he's able to make it for that layup. So these are the reasons why I think that he could make the NBA in the future, but also things that he needs to improve to be able to make the NBA. I hope that you've enjoyed. Make sure to go check out the hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.